7 out of 10 cat owners have experienced it deep in the night. Your cat suddenly stares completely motionless into an absolutely empty corner of the room. In that very moment, your blood literally freezes in your veins. You instinctively think there is something invisible there that they can see clearly. The truth is much more fascinating, and it will truly give you goosebumps. When you find out what is actually going on in this room, everything will change. It is not your imagination. Your cat is not hallucinating in the slightest when they do this. In this video, we decode the most eerie behavior of your cat once and for all. Why do their eyes suddenly start to glow in the absolute darkness? What exactly are they sensing in this seemingly empty, silent spot in the room? And why did the ancient Germanic tribes call them the incorruptible guardians between worlds? In a moment, you will look at your little velvet paw with completely different, admiring eyes. Let's go back to that creepy moment in the middle of the cold night. You are sitting on the sofa, reading a book, and suddenly they freeze completely. Their entire body tenses up, their ears twitch like tiny little radar antennas. And their big eyes track something across the room that you simply cannot see. Before you go into full panic mode now, let's take a quick look at the biology. Scientists have discovered that cat eyes possess an incredible superpower that we humans entirely lack. They can actually see light spectrums that remain absolutely invisible to the human eye. What researchers have found sounds like science fiction, but it is pure, fascinating biology. Cats can perceive ultraviolet light, which makes our world appear in a completely different glow. Things that look like a boring, empty, white wall to you, light up for them. Every little fluorescent speck of dust, every tiny fiber in the air becomes visible to them. They see patterns, shadows, and flickering lights where your brain only registers deep blackness. You know that feeling, right? When they suddenly jump straight up out of nowhere. For them, there was something extremely interesting up there that flew right into their field of vision. Let that sink in for a moment. You share your living room with a being that lives in a much brighter, more colorful world. It is as if they are wearing secret glasses that show them the hidden truth. But wait, it goes even deeper than you can possibly imagine right now. Let's completely flip this around and look at their hearing. Their sense of hearing is so incredibly sharp that it almost borders on telepathy. A cat hears frequencies far into the ultrasound range, which remain forever hidden to our own ears. Do you know why they sometimes suddenly lift their head in the middle of a deep sleep? They might hear the faint scratching of a tiny mouse deep inside the thick wall. Or they hear high-frequency currents from an electrical outlet at the other end of the large room. For you, there is absolute, calming silence there, but for them, it is a loud concert. So, when they stare at that seemingly empty corner, they might not just be seeing something. They are listening very closely to how tiny, invisible things are moving and crackling there. That is the reason why they often seem so incredibly focused and turned to stone. But what if it is more than just insects or small, invisible power cables? Here is the moment that shows everything in a completely different light. In ancient German folklore, cats were extremely respected and sometimes feared for a good reason. People firmly believed that they are the only animals capable of sensing spirits. They were considered the silent guardians of the threshold between the visible and invisible worlds. If a cat sat at the threshold and growled, no one was simply allowed to enter. They protected the house from bad energies that humans didn't even begin to notice. These ancient stories are deeply rooted in our culture and our nighttime fears. And quite honestly, when you sometimes see them observing so intensely at night, you doubt it, right? You quietly ask yourself, What if there really is some truth to these ancient myths after all? Today, we know from science that every movement in this world generates a frequency. Energy doesn't just disappear, it leaves fine vibrations in the room that sensitive beings can feel. Your cat is a master at instantly perceiving exactly these subtle energetic changes. If the humidity changes, the air pressure drops, or an invisible draft blows, they know it. They react immediately to tiny atmospheric shifts that we would never notice with our senses. Is a ghost perhaps just an accumulation of energy that subtly alters a room? Many sensitive people report that the atmosphere in some old rooms suddenly feels dense. Your cat senses this densification of energy much faster and more intensely than you do. That is why they sometimes stop in the hallway and strictly refuse to enter the room. You pull on them, but they plant all four paws firmly into the thick carpet. Please stop forcing them into the room in such moments. They know more. They are simply respecting an invisible boundary that their instinct is pointing out very clearly. Remember what I said at the very beginning about your fear in the dark. You don't need to be afraid when your cat fixates on the completely empty corner once again. They are not warning you of an acute danger, they are merely analyzing their incredibly complex environment. They are your very own early warning system for everything that happens beyond your own perception. Imagine you were blind, and someone else was describing the world to you in detail. That is exactly what they do with you, just on a much finer, hard-to-grasp energetic level. They protect the room where you sleep with all their sharpened, evolutionary super senses. And they make absolutely sure your area is entirely safe before they relax and cuddle back up. I need to pause here for a second, because this is really important and will touch you deeply. You lie awake at night, stare into the darkness, and that uneasy feeling slowly creeps up. You see their eyes light up brightly in the dark, and a deep, instinctive fear grips you. You think, there is someone standing in the shadows over there, and only they can see him clearly. You pull the blanket tightly up to your chin and hold your breath, filled with fear. And now you ask yourself in this quiet, creepy moment, is there really a ghost there? Did you know that in this exact moment they are not observing the ghost, but controlling the situation? They often turn one ear quietly backwards in your direction to check on you. They feel your racing heart rate, they smell your sudden fear and your enormous tension. And they remain sitting perfectly still, like a little statue, to give you absolute security. They don't run away, they don't hide. They bravely place themselves between you and the unknown. This is not a creepy moment. It is the ultimate proof of their quiet, boundless loyalty to you. You were afraid because you didn't understand that you have a fearless protector. They analyzed the situation long ago, deemed it harmless, and are now quietly watching over your sleep. That is the price they pay because they feel and see so much more than you do. They carry the burden of this supernatural perception so that you can sleep in peace and deeply. Every look into the empty corner is, in truth, a silent guard duty for your shared safety. The next time they freeze like that, don't be afraid, just be simply grateful. Tell them quietly, everything is okay, you made the room wonderfully safe for both of us. Watch how they immediately relax after that, blink, and peacefully jump back onto your legs. Your world ends where the light stops, but theirs only truly begins right there. In the darkness, they are not lost, they are the absolute rulers of the shadows. And they have chosen to willingly share this incredible realm of the senses with you alone. They are not creepy. They are a true, little masterpiece of evolution and pure energy. I sometimes wonder deep inside, what do they see in you when they look at you like that? Maybe they see your soul much more clearly than any human ever could. Tell us in the comments, Has your cat ever stared into the void at night for absolutely no reason? And what exactly did you feel deep in your stomach during that one eerie moment? Don't forget to like this video and share it with someone who loves their cat. Who knows what is secretly happening in the dark corner of your own room right in this very moment?